I guess I'll go take a look in the tea ceremony room. I'm sure Senpai said something yesterday after class about having lunch there. If Senpai is there, maybe I can talk with her while having lunch. Most importantly, I enjoy having lunch with Senpai. And I'm also worried about the news story from this morning. Alright. Gotta strike while the iron's hot and all. I head off to the tea ceremony room before Arihiko notices my plan. I knock on the tea ceremony... Hold on. That is really loud for some reason. Is that just me? Hold on. Stream might spike for a second. Okay. God, like 1.5 billion technical difficulties right at the beginning. Okay. We're good. I knock on the tea ceremony room door. After a brief wait, the door creaks and Senpai pokes out her head. Huh? Tohno-kun? Puzzled, Senpai tilts her head. She doesn't seem annoyed, but it seems like she really doesn't understand why I came here. Would you like to have lunch together, Senpai? Holding out the bread I purchased at the cafeteria, I tell her why I'm here. Lunch? I'm happy to hear you ask me, but... Senpai thinks it over. Senpai thinks over it, looking troubled. Things don't look good. It seems Senpai isn't very interested. I guess I've got no choice. I decide to employ a little strategy. I have curry bread. Senpai's face becomes bright and cheerful. I had a feeling about this from yesterday's lunch, but I'm amused at her reaction. I'll give you this in thanks for yesterday's lunch, so why don't we eat together? Yes, please. I just put the tea on. Senpai hastily vanishes inside. Following her, I enter the tea ceremony room. As I enter, it becomes obvious why Senpai was hesitating back then. On top of the tatami mat is an already empty lunchbox. Oh, she already ate. It seems like Senpai has long since finished eating her lunch. Tohno-kun, would you like green or English tea? Green tea, please. More importantly, have you already finished lunch, Senpai? Yes, just a little while ago. I slept in this morning, so I didn't have any breakfast, and I was hungry all morning. It was terrible. I see. Well, you don't have to force yourself to accompany me. Sorry for intruding on you. I'll eat in the classroom, so please take your time relaxing. You mean you're not gonna give me any bread? Senpai's sorrow seems to resound from the bottom of her heart. No, I mean, you must be full, right, Senpai? Not at all. I'm hungry. It doesn't appear she's just saying this to make me feel better. Really? Well, I'll be intruding then. Is this really okay with you, Senpai? The bread from our cafeteria, really has volume, you know. No need to worry. If it's food I like, I can eat limitless amounts of it. That bashful smile is most probably not from shyness, but from anticipation of the curry bread. She is a woman of many mysteries. Someone who could be so happy over one curry bread in this day and age could be quite precious. Senpai eats one while I have two, and we have tea afterwards. Kneeling on top of the mat, Senpai and I casually sip our tea. It would have been great if it wasn't during lunchtime at school, but that's life. How's your new house, Tohno-kun? It seems something terrible happened this morning. Hmm. Yeah. Well, the inside of the house is really fancy, but there are these really noisy stray dogs at night. I guess it's also bad that there's no TV and no Japanese-style rooms, so there's nowhere to drink tea like this. What? A stray dog? You mean what happened at your house wasn't related to those serial killings? I don't really know. There's this really high wall all the way around our mansion, and they say they found bloodstains there. But listen, that's where... I saw the stray dog last night. I couldn't say it. Well, anyhow, it's got nothing to do with us. Let's stop talking about unpleasant topics. Now that we've finally got an opportunity to relax. Who the fuck is talking? I actually have no idea now. Damn it. Not at all. We're residents of this town, so I think the killings have something to do with us. Okay, so that was Shiki then, I think. Holding her cup in one hand, Senpai casts a serious gaze toward me. Yeah, I guess that's true. But you'll be okay if you don't go walking in the streets late at night, won't you? There's been 8 people killed so far already, right? With that many victims, the police ought to catch the guy any day now. Okay, maybe that was Shiki? I'm so fucking confused. Damn it! This is the worst it's been for, like, who's speaking. Like, fuck. Okay, I guess it had to have been the entire other way around. I was completely mixed up, so... With that many victims, the police ought to catch the guy any day now. Geez, Shiki-kun. You don't have any sense of danger, do you? The newscasters have been saying the same thing since the 3rd victim was found, but they haven't caught him yet, have they? Well, that's true. It's just that I can't really relate to it when they give it such a stupid caption like the modern-day vampire. I'm sorry, but I really did take it too lightly. We live in this town, so we've got to be careful, right? Yes. I'm glad you understand. Senpai smiles in a satisfied manner. But, Senpai, why are they calling him a vampire anyway? Well, the blood was drained from all the bodies, right? Isn't that kind of like a vampire? You really think so? Isn't it said you become a vampire yourself once a vampire sucks your blood? These victims are all dead, with the corpses to prove it, so they don't really have to go calling him a vampire. Senpai laughs and nods. Do you really believe in things like vampires, Tohno-kun? Hey now, I'm just saying that's how the news is presenting it. If there really were vampires, there wouldn't be any dead bodies left, just like I said earlier. Yes, you're right. But can't you think of it like this? The people who were found dead died because they couldn't become vampires. There are actually people who can and can't become vampires. And those who can become vampires wouldn't show up as dead bodies after being attacked by one. Because they're still alive somewhere. That's what you'd call a horror story, Senpai. Yes, exactly. I'm sorry to say there's no punchline. Laughing, Senpai sips from her cup. While we are having our rambling conversation, lunchtime ends. 5th period. Feeling sleepy at the classics lecture, I gaze drifts outside the window, and a crow is perched on the classroom veranda. Not the blue crow from last night, but just an ordinary black one. With its black eyes, the crow stares inside the classroom through the glass window. It's true that it's unusual for a bird to perch there, but it's not like some major event. Suddenly, it comes to me. My vision gradually goes white, as my sense of balance goes crazy. My field of vision sways. It feels like something is building up in the back of my head, and my brain feels heavy. Crap. I know this feeling. It's the precursor to an anemia attack. The blood that's been building up inside the blood vessels in my brain forms black clots and slushes around inside my head, causing my vision to go black. If I had to describe it, I would say it feels like darkness is pushing from my brain outwards toward my eyes. Hey, Zero, what's up? This is bad. I don't usually collapse in the middle of class, but... Fumbling in a world of darkness, I blindly use my desk for support. Even that becomes useless. I can't put any strength into my fingers. All I can do now is fall towards the floor. Excuse me, Sensei! And something hits me roughly on the back. Tohno's looking pretty bad, so I'd like to take him to the infirmary. Arihiko. At some point, Arihiko had come up to me. Are you really feeling bad, Tohno? I can hear the teacher's voice from this. Oh, that was the teacher, whatever. I can hear the teacher's voice from his lectern. No, I think I'll be fine. Man, he's totally out of it. Wouldn't it be better for him to leave early? Arihiko makes this outrageous proclamation loudly. I see. If you say so, Inui, then there's no mistake about it. I've already heard about Tohno's health from Kunifuji-sensei. Tohno, if you're not well, you may go rest in the infirmary or leave early. Sheesh. I don't know what's with him. It seems the classics teacher has complete trust in what Arihiko says. Come on, you can go now. Your face is pale and all. But no one's gonna know if you're feeling bad until you tell them, you know. Arihiko hits me in the back grumpily. I'll be leaving early then, Sensei. The classics teacher nods solemnly. Sorry for making you worry needlessly, Arihiko. Don't worry about it. We've been inseparable since middle school. I can tell when you're about to collapse from anemia. Arihiko heads back towards his own seat. Expressing my thanks with a look, I drag my laden body out of class. I leave school. It would have been better to go lie down in the infirmary, but at this hour, it'd be after school by the time I wake up. That being the case, I decide I'd better go lie down back at the mansion, even if it means pushing myself. Phew. I think I'm feeling a little better. I breathe in the outside air and feel a little rejuvenated. Sheesh. I'm surprised at my own body. 8 years ago, the price of recovering from that near-fatal injury was becoming prone to sudden anemia. When I first left the hospital, it would happen at least once a day. Collapsing from dizziness became a daily routine for me. After some time, probably because my body had grown, the spontaneous dizziness and anemia became rarer. But from time to time, things still triggered dizzy fits, and I still lose consciousness. Today, I was lucky that Arihiko caught me. Usually, I wind up passed out on the floor. Taking a slow and deep breath, I draw fresh air into my lungs. I can feel the blood pooled around the center of my head begin to swirl around again. So I head away from the school. I veer onto the main street. Once I get through here and leave the residential district, it's a direct path to the Tohno mansion. Crap. It looks like I haven't fully recovered yet. Putting my hand to my forehead, I realize it's hotter than usual. I'm not going to do myself any good by pushing myself here until I collapse along the side of the road. I guess there's no helping it. Disgusted with myself, I lean on the guardrail. I'll rest for a bit until I manage to calm down. I don't have much to do, so I stare idly around the street. It's just past noon on a weekday, but the street is filled with passers-by. Crowds of walking people. Nameless people without personalities walk straight ahead, without even casting a glance at the people walking beside them. Even though there are so many people here together in this crowd, in this same space, they see only one thing, Everyone is their own main character, so they only live the day from that perspective. And so, without really interacting with anyone else, they each end the day by themselves. In a way, you could say it's a very lonely thing. I begin to think melancholy thoughts, perhaps a result of my fever. Guess I'll go home now. I feel calmer, and all I'm doing here is wasting time with pointless thoughts. Getting up from the guardrail, I resume heading home to the mansion so I can rest. That is, until I see her. Okay, so we're back here. Give me just a second. We're just going to skip past to the next choice. So he sees this girl, follows her to the apartment. Kills the shit out of her. And then he's like, is this the real life? Is just fantasy? And then last time I said it was just a bad dream. But this time we're going to say it is without a doubt reality, wrought by my own hands. But just what is wrong about it? Wrong, 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 wrong. I killed her. Is that fact wrong? I didn't kill her. Is that fact wrong? No. Oh, that's totally wrong. That's wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong. No. No, that's wrong. Excuse me. I'm saying it's wrong. It can't be. It just can't be. Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. I don't know her. She's just some stranger I saw walking down the street. See? Isn't that strange to you, Shiki? She's a complete stranger. Why would I have to kill her? There's no answer to my screams. Besides, the reason is clear. From the moment I saw her, I could only think of one thing. Yes, I, Tohno Shiki, wanted to kill that girl. That's what I wanted to do back then. Just that. It was all so muddy inside my head. I didn't put it in words. Wrong! I feel like throwing up. The contents of my stomach rise. The crimson is soaking into my eyeballs. I dash out. I don't think for even a moment about how I might be seen, or to hide the body. I just want to escape from here. Half crazed, I flee from the unfamiliar apartment. My stomach acid rises in my throat. Okay. So, I'm trying to remember exactly. Okay, so we're about to skip a whole bunch. So basically, he collapses in the park, wakes up in the mansion. Oh, fuck, no, 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 no! Whoops. Wrong. I was wrong. I was very wrong. Oops. Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. I was incorrect. That's embarrassing. Okay. Yeah, hold on. So we're gonna have to go back there. See, this is why I'm a little apprehensive to skip stuff, because I'm worried that they'll just fucking... throw some shit in there to make it different, which is good game design, but it's not exactly conducive to what we're trying to do here. Alright, so we read all this. Okay. I throw everything back up. My food, gastric juices, everything while I cry. There's nothing left in my stomach, but my body continues to force me to throw up, as if trying to undo what had occurred and return me to my ordinary life. Pain. It hurts, like my insides are burning. The tears won't stop and my body collapses to the floor like a pile of garbage. I keep crying. I killed someone. I killed her without reason, without mercy, like breaking apart a doll. What was it all about? Why I felt like that? Why I killed her? Even now, I can't find a reason. It's a lie. No. It's too odd to be true. That thing that just happened might not be real. So, this is just one of those dreams I have when I faint. It's a lie! Besides, how can someone cut apart someone else like that with just a knife? I read it in a book once. It takes a whole day of strenuous labor to cut someone up, even when using a saw. That's why there's no way I could have possibly done such a thing with just a knife. These lines never existed in the first place. Everything was just a delusion I had fallen for. It's a lie! Gastric juices drips over my lips, passing out of my mouth, dripping down to my jaw. Mixed with the juices is something red. My throat is probably bleeding because my stomach keeps trying to throw up even more when there's nothing left in there. It hurts. That's why this isn't a dream. And I'm just lying to myself. Yes, actually, I understand everything. I lusted after her. Just looking at her aroused me. When I cut her apart, it was so thrilling I almost ejaculated. Those eyes, too. If I knew these lines could cut things apart like paper being shredded, I should have understood that even a person could easily be cut apart, like I did to her. I lived a normal life without even thinking about something like that. If I really am the sort of dangerous person who could easily kill just about anything, then I should have put these eyes out or lived a life without seeing anyone. I'm sorry, Sensei. I'm so sorry. Not even such a simple promise. But I don't care about myself. I killed that person. The person's life up until now. The people around that person. The future that person dreamed of. Everything. Destroyed by a stranger. Even if I regret it, I cannot be forgiven. Even if I apologize, I cannot be forgiven. Have I gone insane? I don't know. There isn't even a trace of that impulse left. But if that impulse came again, what will happen to me? The thought of holding back never crossed my mind. I did not even consider trying to stop myself. Kill this girl. If it had seemed like the obvious thing to do, and I went through with it, and there's nothing I can do, then the answer is simple. I must be insane. I've probably been mad since 8 years ago, when I miraculously came back to life from a fatal accident. I'm cold. The sun has gone down without me noticing. What time is it now? I can't tell. My eardrums are filled with noise like a static TV. Static. 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 The sound doesn't stop. It's terribly cold. If I stay, sitting down on this bench like this, I think I'm going to die. Static. 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 I don't feel anything. I don't care about that repeating noise or the freezing cold. My body is shivering. It may be due to the cold, or the uneasiness, or the fear, or regret. I can't tell which. I've killed someone, and I can't explain why I did it without any reason. What a joke. There's no reason, so there's no way I can explain it. I killed her just because I felt like killing her. Such a reason is insanity. Yeah, it would be so easy if I was just insane. But my heart still remains sane. It's only because I'm still sane that I can feel this numbness. Static, static, static. The knife is still in my hand. Resolving this by killing myself, that's pretty easy. But I can't do it. I'm still sane, so I can't do it. My heart fears death, and somewhere in my heart, I know that doing so will not settle this, or atone for it. The noise continues. My body temperature continues to plummet. I can't kill myself. But if I leave things as they are, I'll disappear. Maybe that's for the best. Even if a killer like me survives. If I just quickly die like this. Tohno-kun? Suddenly, my name is called. I raise my head. There's Senpai. It feels like decades since I last saw her. What are you doing sitting out in the rain? Rain? Ah, I see. That static noise up until now was the sound of rain. No wonder it's cold. I can see now that I'm completely soaked and freezing. Oh, you don't even have an umbrella. You're going to catch a cold like that, Tohno-kun. Senpai's voice is so painful. It was only a few hours ago that I had last heard it, but now it sounds so distant. Tohno-kun? Can you hear me? Yeah. It wouldn't be so bad to catch a cold. I just reply without thinking. That won't do. You'll catch more than a cold with rain like this, even if it is October. Her sentence cuts off as she touches me. How long have you been like this, Tohno-kun? You're so cold. Senpai pulls my arm up and forces me up from the bench. I'll lend you my umbrella, so please hurry and go home. And do something about your body. It'll really be a matter of life and death if you don't warm up quickly. Yeah. But I can't go home. I can't go anywhere ever again. I can't go home after doing something like that. I don't think there's anywhere left I can rest anymore. Senpai stares at me. I see. Then let's go back to my room. It's closer than your house, so it's perfect. Senpai pulls my arm up. Pulls me by my arm. Has an animatic scene in the remake? Really? I can't shake her off. I can't think about anything at the moment. And Senpai's warmth is the only certain thing in this world where everything else feels numb. Senpai's room is a common one-room apartment in a 2-story building. Just one really small, cramped room the size of 6 tatami mats and 1 kitchen. As one might accept from Senpai, the room is a neat one. That trivial fact relaxes my numbed nerves just a little. Here, please wipe yourself with this. She hands me a bath towel. Sorry, I don't have any clothes that fit you. Please just bear with us for a while. I'll go prepare something warm for you to drink right away. Senpai retreats to the kitchen. I'm left by myself in the neat room. I've never imagined coming into a girl's room like this. A girl's room. The room of a girl. A girl's room which I forced myself into and killed a girl in. I feel like throwing up. What am I doing here? In such a place? I have absolutely no right to receive Senpai's hospitality here. Thanks for waiting. Here you go. Tohno-kun! You've got to wipe yourself down quickly! Senpai scolds me as she begins to rub my head with the bath towel. See, your shirt is all soaked too. You've got to take it off. You might catch pneumonia like this. A very fierce-looking senpai undoes the buttons on my shirt. Suddenly, her fingers stop. Senpai takes a long, hard look at my chest. This is a healed wound, isn't it? Ah, she must be surprised to see the old wound on my chest. The burn-like marks are right in the middle of my chest. She might be surprised at seeing them because she didn't know. Yeah, they're fine. It's already been 8 years. I see. Thank goodness. If this wound was the reason you're acting funny, I'd have to take you to the hospital right away. Senpai gives a faint, soft smile. A twinge. When I see her smiling face, my chest hurts. It's all right. I can do it by myself, so leave me alone. Okay. I'll bring you some tea then. Oh, if you take your shirt off, please use that sheet over there and warm yourself. I wipe my trousers with the bath towel, but even so, my trousers are still wet. The sheet is going to get soaked if I cover myself with it. I take off my shirt and wrap the top half of my body with the towel. Ah, are you finished wiping yourself? Then let's have some tea. Senpai sits down, holding a tea set. Please sit down too, Tohno-kun. I can't calm down with you standing up. I do as I'm told and sit down. Senpai pours some English tea and hands it to me. Neither of us say anything. Senpai drinks her English tea as if she doesn't notice my presence. Following Senpai's example, I drink some as well. It's hot. So hot that it hurts my tongue. The warmth puts a pulse into me. It feels like my heart, brain, and all my other organs that stopped begin to move a little again. Senpai says nothing. It's not long before the teacup is empty. Senpai naturally refills the cup again with more. I get the feeling I have to say something. Tohno-kun. I recoil in shock. I'm going out for a bit. Can I count on you to look after the house? Yeah. That's fine. Alright, then I'll leave it up to you. I'll be right back, so don't do anything funny. I wonder how serious she is. Smiling as she speaks, Senpai leaves. I'm alone again. The warm something I'd felt up to a moment ago is quickly cooling down. Senpai didn't ask me anything. She takes a person like me into her room and looks after me like it's the natural thing to do. Though I didn't notice, the warmth of the tea, the neatness of the room. What is many, many times more comforting than those things is having someone beside me. Gah! My chest hurts. A little while ago, I preferred to be alone, feeling nothing. But now, I become uneasy just by her absence. I want to scream like I've gone crazy. What arrogance. I'm a murderer, after all. I don't have any right to Senpai's kindness. But I'm selfishly wanting Senpai to quickly come home. I'm home, Tohno-kun. Thanks for looking after the place. Senpai. It seems Senpai has brought all sorts of things. There are several plastic bags hanging from her hands. Let's see. Please wear this for now. It's cheap, but better than wet clothing. By the way, the bath should be ready about now. You should feel a bit better after relaxing in there for a while. Senpai neatly prepares everything. My change of clothes, a bath. This person is... Even though there's no need to do so, for a person like me. It's okay, Senpai. I'm going home. I can't cause you any more trouble. What are you saying, Tohno-kun? You said you can't go home, right? I've already brought food for two, so please take responsibility. Responsibility? Senpai, please warm yourself up, eat dinner, and get yourself together before you go home. If you just go home with a face like that, I'll be so worried I won't be able to sleep. My chest hurts. Happiness. I'm so happy I'm about to cry, but on the other hand, I'm in fear of her kindness. Why? Yes? What is it, Tohno-kun? Why do you go so far, Senpai? I don't have any right to be treated kindly by you. I killed someone. I can't have someone taking care of me. I'm hopeless. I made a very big mistake just then, and I ran away without taking responsibility. I was even considering just dying. I'm trying to cling onto Senpai. That's sin. The life I took away with my own hands. I'm trying to make it something that didn't happen in my mind. The mistake I made is unforgivable. No. I don't think I should be forgiven. That's why I'm hopeless. I have no right to be treated well by you here, Senpai. Senpai sighs. It seems you're convinced you're a bad person, Tohno-kun. She answers simply. Senpai grasped the truth, lying deep within me. But that just shows you have no confidence in your own... excuse me. This is where Sam Raimi starts his movie. Uh-oh, what? What do you mean? But that just shows you have no confidence in your own actions. You know you made a mistake, but you don't understand whether it's good or bad. That's why you have no choice but to drive yourself into a corner until things become clear to you. No, that's... I don't know. But... yeah. I am taking in the fact that I did it. Yet... I still don't understand why. I've killed someone, and that makes me a bad person. Maybe I've just been forcing myself into the role of a villain, as I try to confirm where my sin lies. I don't know what your mistake is, but to put it bluntly, I don't care. You say you have no right to kindness, but that's just your point of view. Hold on. Sorry about that. I'm not being kind to you for your sake, so please don't worry about it. Well, I mean, I'm doing this because I want to. It has nothing to do with your circumstances. It may be a bother to you, but please just think of yourself as having been caught up by a mean-spirited senpai and give up. Saying this, Senpai smiles. That soft, protective, faint smile. I can hear the sound of rain. In the end, I couldn't shake off Senpai's kindness after all. She lets me use the bath and prepares pajamas for me. She treats me to dinner. And she lends me a bed because it's raining outside, and I'm about to go to sleep like this. My throat feels blocked. Senpai is taking care of me so much my senses feel numb. During dinner, she spoke cheerfully like she always does. She raised all the usual topics about school, about the many shops in the business district, and so on. And although I couldn't give her even one proper answer, every time I responded, I felt a little bit of myself coming back. Right now, I'm sleeping in Senpai's bed, and can't stop thinking about Senpai, who's sleeping on the floor. What a turn of events. I killed someone only hours ago, and now I'm getting excited like a normal student. My senses really do feel numb. I didn't think I could ever be showered in happiness like this ever again. I can't sleep, so I just look around. I don't know what I should do next. I can hear the sound of the downpour outside. You're going to be late if you don't hurry up and sleep, Tohno-kun. Senpai, you're awake? Yes. I can't sleep until you do. I'm a girl, after all. I'm sorry. I'll sleep in the kitchen, then. How many times do I have to tell you? You've got a cold, so you can't sleep in a place like the kitchen. It's all right, so please just hurry up and forget your unpleasant thoughts so you can go to sleep. Unpleasant thoughts? That's impossible. It's not something I can forget. It's something I shouldn't forget. Whatever the reason, I killed someone. To forget about the person I killed would be a sin deep beyond imagination. No. I can't just gloss over my sins, Senpai. I can't forget about them, and I won't try to. But thanks. You really helped me with all sorts of things today. I really might have died if I'd stayed like that. That would be running away. If I really think I have made a mistake, I shouldn't deny it. Sins, you say? Seems like your mistake is something unimaginable for me. Senpai speaks in a cheerful voice, like she's telling a joke. But there's no such thing as a human who doesn't commit sin. It's not like the world is divided into sinners and the innocent. As long as you're alive, you'll make mistakes. It's sad, but it's unavoidable. To live is to be worn down. We are only beings who influence other things while we fade away ourselves. What? Then you're saying we're beyond salvation? I don't like that story about how everyone makes mistakes. Yes, I guess we can't be saved if that were the case. But you can atone for your sins. There are only people who can and who cannot atone for their sins. I think those beyond salvation are those who cannot atone for their sins. For some reason, Senpai's voice sounds very sad. But you can atone for your sins, Tohno-kun. I don't know what kind of mistake you've made, but you're the kind of person who can atone for your sins. If you're too worried to sleep, then just think about how you intend to live and atone for your sins from now on. It's a really hard thing to come up with, so your brain is sure to tire out, and you'll fall right asleep. I don't know how serious she is, as she seems to be throwing jokes into the mix. I can atone for my sins, huh? But Senpai, my mistake is definitely one that can't be atoned for. That's something I can say for sure. That's right. No matter what form it takes, sin cannot be atoned for. If you injure someone, the sin is not gone even if you heal the wound, is it? No matter how hard you try, you can't erase the mistakes you've made. I think atoning is not about the results, but about the process. That's what I mean for those who atone and those who don't. That's why you're the kind of person who can atone for your sins. I don't understand. I'm a terrible person. I'm not the great person you think I am. I can easily see that. I was really moved just then. You've a terrible wound on your chest, right? Yes, but what about it? You must have had a serious accident to get a scar like that. Scars tend to distort your mind. A wound that size doesn't disappear. A wound that size which doesn't disappear is a little out of the ordinary. But you're a very natural person. Anyone with that kind of wound, who can lead a normal life, can be proud of his own strength. You must have had a very proper childhood. Satisfied, Senpai concludes her musings and falls silent. I can hear her even breathing. I can hear her even breathing if I strain my ears. Are you asleep, Senpai? There's no reply. I can only hear the sound of the rain from outside. Atone for my sins, huh? A punishment to fit the sin that I had committed. I guess they'll find the body of the girl I'd killed tomorrow. And there'll be a new serial killer on this, and there'll be a new serial killer story on the news. I can't even begin to count the things I'll lose when that happens. It'll be trouble for Akiha for sure, and I'll never be able to talk to Senpai like this again. But if that would atone for my sins, then I have no choice but to accept it. If I can atone my sins with that, then there might be salvation somewhere. I feel a little sleepier. I don't know about tomorrow. I don't know. But if I can be forgiven, until the moment my sin is discovered, until the moment I'm confronted with my sin, I wish I could keep living this kind of life. Foomp. Shh. There's noise coming from nearby. I don't feel like waking up at all, but I lazily open my eyes up in reaction to the noise. Okay, hold on. Nope, wrong tab. Okay. Just in case. I'm not sure how spicy this is going to get. Senpai's changing. It's still the middle of the night. There's no light coming from the window. Maybe the rain stopped. It's very quiet now. Senpai is taking off her clothes. What a shame. If I wasn't in such a deep state of regret over the murder I've committed, or half asleep, I'd be able to fully appreciate how sexy Senpai looks. Come on, dude. Right now, though my head doesn't seem to function properly. Senpai's eyes look lifeless. More importantly, there's something strange. What is that? There's odd bruises on her arms. No, those aren't bruises. More like tattoos. There's something not right about this. I feel sleepy again. I think a lot of things are cluttered around Senpai's feet. But that's it. I fall into a deep sleep. Okay, I think we're safe. Chapter 3, The Black Beast. The Black Beast? I guess we gotta recycle Nervinsker somehow, right? The sun... Let me just save, actually. Okay. The sunlight streaming through the window wakes me. Maybe the rain stopped. I can't hear it anymore. It seems the sky outside is cloudy. The sunlight isn't what you'd call bright. I look around. This is obviously not my room. Ah, good morning. Did you sleep well last night, Tohno-kun? Ah! I remember now. This is Senpai's room. I had borrowed her bed for the night. Yeah. Good morning, Senpai. Becoming extremely embarrassed, I hop off the bed. Sorry about yesterday. I caused you all sorts of trouble, and... Yes, you owe me one. Senpai replies with a smile. How do I put this? She seems very mature. Anyhow, thanks. I'll be going home now. Oh, really? It's barely 6 o'clock, Tohno-kun. Yes, but I didn't get permission to stay the night away from home yesterday. So if I don't hurry back to the mansion, there's no telling what Akiha will say. Ah, your little sister. Well, I've already called her, so it should be okay. Senpai delivers her earth-shattering statement with a casual air. You called my house, Senpai? Yes. I thought it wouldn't be right if I didn't contact them about you staying over. Is that a problem? What? I'm at a loss for words. Seo-senpai calling my house means a girl has called my house saying Tohno-kun is staying over at my place. That's... well... Yes, it's a problem. A big problem. If Aki had been the one who picked up the phone, she's going to think I'm some kind of playboy. Given the severity of the Tohno household, I don't want to imagine what would happen if she found out that sort of thing. Found out about that sort of thing. Tohno-kun, did you really hate staying at my house that much? No, that's not it. It's just that my house is really strict. It's definitely not because I don't like you, Senpai. Flustered, I tried to explain the misunderstanding. Senpai closes her eyes sadly. Is it because I caused her so much trouble last night? I feel so bad when I see her make an expression like that. I'm telling you, that's not it. I'm really grateful to you, Senpai. I'm feeling much better now, and if you hadn't been there for me last night, I don't know what would have happened to me. Yes, you're right. You look like you're back to normal now. I don't know what happened last night, but I'm glad you're feeling better. Suddenly, Senpai gives the biggest smile anyone could possibly give. I was just joking. Even I wouldn't directly call your house. I asked Inui-kun to call your house and tell them you were staying with him last night. There should be no problem with that, right? Yeah. That should be no problem. That was kind of a mean joke, Senpai. I thought my heart was gonna stop. Yes, I'm actually pretty mean. Pick on the ones you like, right? Ones you like? Then that means... But it's true you should go home early. Please, hold on for a second. Senpai rummages around her drawers for something. Here you go, Tohno-kun. It's a little gift for you. Saying that, Senpai hands me an old-looking ring. A little gift? What is it, Senpai? Excuse me. It's a protective charm. You seem to be dangerously spaced out a lot, so... Please hold on... Excuse me. so please hold on to it. Yeah. I'll take everything that's given to me, but alright. I'll take good care of it. Accepting the ring, I put it in my pocket. Alright. I'll see you at school. Senpai sees me off with a smile. But that smile is one I might never see again. The woman I killed might be found already, and police might be already at the mansion. Fuck 12, but I can't run away from it. I'm kidding. Sorry. All I can do is thank Senpai. All I can do is thank Senpai and return to the Tohno mansion. To say the results first, the mansion is always as it was. Ah, welcome home, Shiki-san! As I enter the lobby, Kohaku-san greets me with a smile. Yeah, I'm home. Kohaku-san? Ah, do you want breakfast? I have it ready soon. I'll have it ready soon, so please wait in the sitting room. Akiha-sama just finished hers. Kohaku-san patters off toward the sitting room. It's too peaceful. Maybe they haven't found the body yet. For now, I head towards my own room to change. Hisui's in my room when I return. Good morning, Shiki-sama. It seems you've returned. Yeah, just now. Listen, Hisui, do I have a spare uniform? The one I'm wearing now is soaked from yesterday's rain. I understand. I will have one prepared immediately. Hisui bows and silently leaves the room. After changing into the uniform Hisui brings me, I head toward the sitting room. A disappointed-looking Akiha is sitting on the sofa in the sitting room. Oh, good morning, Ni-san. It seems you've returned. Akiha's voice contains thorns filled with blame. Yeah, good morning. You look kind of grumpy this morning, Akiha. Yes, I was unaware you spend the night elsewhere quite often. I'm more astounded than angry. Akiha glares at me. It's true I spent the night somewhere, so I can't... I can't argue. Well, I suppose there's no helping it if you weren't feeling well. The one called Inui-san is your friend from middle school, isn't he? Yeah, I see. So, he was the one who called you. Suddenly, I feel uneasy. Just what did he say when he called my house? Besides, even if you had to leave school early, you could have just called me and I would have sent a car to pick you up. I don't know why you're so reserved, but you're the eldest son of the Tohno household, Ni-san. Please use everything at your disposal. Besides, your body's weaker than that of a normal person. Oh yeah, I left for school early yesterday. To collapse from anemia just by getting soaked from the rain. Are you not feeling well, Ni-san? Shall I have the family doctor examine you and send you to and from a school in a car from now on? I see. So that was the reason I was supposedly staying at Arihiko's house. It's nothing for you to worry about, It's nothing for you to worry about, Akiha. I go to the hospital once a month like I'm supposed to. Taking me to school by car is just gonna dull my body even further. There's no need for you to be that sensitive about my body, though I'm glad you're worried about me. That's not true. I'm not worried about you at all, Ni-san. Akiha subtly avoids looking at me. Shiki-san, it's ready. I can hear Kohaku-san's voice from the dining room. Right, so I'm gonna get some grub. Oh, Ni-san, please refrain from talking in such an unrefined manner. Akiha shoots me a sharp glare. You're acting normally again. That's how you should be, Akiha. You don't have to worry about me, so just relax. You are so persistent. I'm not worried about you, Nissan. Akiha quickly looks away. Looking at her with a faint smile, I go to the dining room. Please take care. Saying the same thing she always does, she continues to stare at me. Shiki-sama, what happened to you last night? Nothing in particular. I collapsed from anemia when it started to rain on me. I'll be careful from now on. I'm not placing any blame on you, Shiki-sama, but you look like you're pushing yourself this morning. Please take care along the way. Hisui makes a deep bow and sees me off. Oh man. I tried to act as normally as I could, and although I didn't give myself away to Akiha and Kohaku-san, it didn't seem to have worked on Hisui. I wonder if Hisui's worried about me. It's hard to tell when she looks so disinterested all the time. Today might be my last day of school anyway. I'll try to spend it as I always do, so I won't have any regrets. No matter how I feel, the morning is always the same. As I approach the school, I begin to catch a sight of more and more students in uniform. It's Saturday, right before the day off. My footsteps falter as I think about how this may be my last school day ever. But still, as calmly as I can, I walk along the road that has become so familiar to me over the last 2 years. It's only a little way to the school once I pass this intersection. The light turns red, and I stop in front of the crosswalk. The school fence is on the other side of it. Since it's a school path, the footpath is protected by a guardrail. Even now, the students in front of me are heading towards the school gate. There's no one but students from our school on the other side of this time of day. There should be no one but students. But between the cars rushing by, I feel like I catch a glimpse of someone in white. She's there, dressed in white with golden hair down to her shoulders, long slender brows, and red eyes. I've seen her only once before, but there's no way I could mistake her for someone else. But that's impossible. I killed her myself yesterday, cutting her into pieces. The light turns green. The students around me walk towards the other side. I'm the only one amongst them who stands there, stunned. She sits on the guardrail, her legs swinging idly, as if she's waiting for someone. I can't tell how long she's been waiting, but her expression isn't a grim one. Who is she waiting for? She fidgets restlessly, as if she were waiting for her lover. I have a bad feeling about this. Oh, that was her. Whatever. The girl in white looks over in my direction. It's probably nothing more than a coincidence. She's just a stranger who looks like her. She must be waiting for someone else. If not, then this moment must surely be a bad dream, too. After all, I've completely and utterly killed her with my own hands. But she's looking this way, and smiling. Looking very satisfied at having found the person who killed her. Her smile seems to say, "You've finally come." Giving a familiar wave and a smile, she hops off the guardrail. Familiar? Fluttering her hair, she heads toward me. Don't come. This is a bad dream. The light turns red. Don't come near me. She doesn't even look like she cares, walking straight across the street while cars pass by. There's only a few meters between us. I'm telling you not to come. The reality before my eyes does not change even when I scream out. Screaming in a voice even I don't understand. I run from the girl in white. I run. I run with all my strength. With no regard to embarrassment or shame, I blast through the passerby, running full speed across the asphalt. My breathing is wild, and my heart screams out, but still I run. I feel like I'm going to go crazy if I don't. I look behind me. The girl in white is walking towards me. She's definitely following me. The girl I've killed is chasing me. That's more than enough reason for me to run. My heart feels like it's about to explode, but I ignore it and keep running. When I look back, the girl is still there. With those light footsteps, she follows me as I run away. My head drops down. My arms feel heavy. My legs feel like they're going to tear off. But despite that, I'm running with all my strength, and yet I can't get away from someone just walking after me. My breathing is out of control. I think I've already run several kilometers, but even so, when I look back, she's always there walking toward me. Naturally, like she's taking a stroll, she follows right behind me. It's not funny, but I begin to laugh. I can't stop laughing, but even so I run. My body complains that I'll die if I run anymore, but I keep running. The reason is simple. If she catches me, she'll kill me for sure. I ask myself what I base that on, trying to shake it off as mere imagination. But even as I try to console myself, I'm the one who knows it best it's true. There's no reason, no basis, no evidence. I already know that if she catches up to me, I will be killed. Pathetically, I collapse onto the ground. I fall forwards, not because I tripped, but because I simply can't move. I simply can't move my body a single step further. Lying there, collapsed, I somehow managed to crawl my way to the wall. I tried to pull myself up against the wall, but it's no good. My knees lose their strength as I try to rise, and I collapse back down. My body won't move anymore. I look up as I breathe. It hurts. I don't have enough oxygen. I can't think properly because of it. I can't even tell what I'm doing anymore. I don't know why I'm doing this. Why? I don't even know why the girl I've killed is alive. Unmistakably, I've utterly and completely killed her in the most final way imaginable. So why? How can she be waiting for me, in front of my school, smiling? I'm sure I killed her. That's right. I'm sure I killed her. I'm sure I killed her. I'm sure I killed her. I'm sure I killed her, so why? Oh? Is the chase over already? With light footsteps, she comes into the alley, shrugging her shoulders in disappointment. Hello. You really gave me some trouble yesterday. With a warm smile, she comes into the alley. I've got to run away. So thinking, I retreat, only to hit my head against a concrete wall. The chase is already over, right? This is a dead end, after all. There's no need to worry about anyone coming along or interfering. She smiles, looking very happy. Panicking, I look around at my surroundings. A desolate alley. I'm disgusted at how stupid I am. To run away here is like asking her to kill me. It's been a long time. 18 hours since then. I finally found you. She takes another step into the alley. You... What? I definitely... Yes? I'm the girl you killed yesterday. I'm glad you remember. That's got to be a lie. There's no way that can happen. Don't be ridiculous. Dead people can't be alive. That's true. But there's no need for you to be so surprised. I just revived, that's all. With that curt response, she takes another step, the sound of it reaching my ears. The distance between us is gradually decreasing. Revived? Stunned, I repeat her phrase back to her. Revived? You mean some doctor saved her with some surgery? Don't be stupid. There's no way any human could revive from being cut apart like that. Yeah. Then again, I'm not human. Huh? Her words are so simple, there's no way I could have misinterpreted them. I'm not human. That's what the girl in front of me said. You're not human? Jeez. Excuse me. Jeez, isn't that obvious? Do you think there's a human being out there who can revive after being cut up into pieces? There's no way a human like that could exist. Something like that is just a monster who looks human. Something that revives even when killed. Something that death is irrelevant to. Something that quickly returns to normal and starts moving even after being cut into pieces isn't something you can call human. No way! That seems to be the girl right before my eyes. I try to laugh, but my throat is so dry I can't. What the hell is that? It's not exactly a funny story. Besides, there's too many things in this story that aren't funny. Because definitely, if she's not human, it explains why she's alive even after I've killed her. I start to calm down. This is a situation where I've got to observe everything and think it over. You said you're not human. So, what are you? Me? I'm called a vampire. To put it in your terms, I'm a monster who lives off of human blood. That's good. Vampire is at least something I can easily understand. I see. You're a vampire. She smiles in satisfaction to indicate her assent. What a crazy reply. I've heard that vampires can't walk around during daytime, but I guess that's a trivial matter right now. So, what does this monster want from me? For some reason, she recoils as if surprised. After a moment, she puts her hands on her hips and looks at me irritated. Have you forgotten what you did to me yesterday? Even though you didn't know me, you cut me apart the moment we met. You've got to be pretty used to this, to ask me what I want with you now. She looks more disgusted than angry. But right now, that's how I feel too. Because someone I killed is complaining to me about me killing her. Hey, are you listening, murderer? Yeah, I'm listening. Sorry, could you shut up for a minute? I'm reflecting on how unlucky this is, even for me. Sheesh. I have the worst luck. There was a girl I wanted to kill for no reason, and I killed her on pure impulse. I agonized over it in deep despair. And even though I firmly decided to atone for my sins, the one I killed appears out of nowhere and says she isn't even human. I can't help but laugh. But it's not all bad. If the person I killed has come back to life, then that means I haven't actually killed anyone, right? Well, I suppose the fact remains that I killed someone, but she's still alive. And that's something I should honestly be happy about. Yeah, with this, I should be able to get back to living my normal life. A normal school life. Just like I did up until now. Well, in exchange, I seem to have been cornered by this strange person. But you might argue that it's a heck of a lot better than becoming a murderer. Okay, I've calmed down. If you've got something to say, I'll listen. Complaints, grudges, whatever. Talk all you want. Yeah, I've got a whole lot of things to say to you, but you're weird. I'm just taking everything in right now. You could say I've built up a resistance to weird stuff like this. I don't think it's of much help in this case, though. She stares at me. It isn't malicious. It's strange. I thought that to get someone back, they got you... Sorry. I think I had trouble with this sentence last time, too. I'd thought that to get someone back when they got you was one of the common laws of the world. Then she should be trying to kill me, but... What are you staring at? You're here to get revenge, right? Then... Yeah, I guess I'm supposed to kill you back, in theory. I'll kill you if you really want me to, but otherwise, I'll pass for now. It's not very efficient that way. She stares at me head on. So, are you sorry? Huh? I'm stunned for a moment. The things she says are so out of place. I'm asking you if you're sorry for killing me. I'm thinking about forgiving you if you are, you see. Besides, I get the feeling you're a pretty bad liar if you're a human. Sorry, me? Yep. If you apologize to me, I'm fine with that. This is unbelievable. What's so unbelievable? That the person I killed is forgiving me? But her voice sounds so kind. Hey! You have to give an answer when people ask you seriously, you know. Come on, hurry up and answer. We can't get on with things until we make it clear whether or not you're sorry. She's angry. I'm sorry, she asks. Am I sorry, she asks? That goes without saying. Yeah, I regret it. No matter what the reason is, I did kill someone. Without mercy or reason. I killed just for myself. I do regret the fact that I killed someone. But more importantly, the person I killed was... I do regret the fact that I killed someone, but more importantly, the person I killed was you, and so... It's a lie that it's alright if she's alive. It's a fact that I killed her. It's the ultimate violation, the greatest violence possible. So, you can get your revenge on me. I thought it was only natural you'd be here to get revenge. I hang my head, mumbling, like I'm confessing to someone. I see. You're not a bad person. She smiles. Despite calling herself a vampire, she has a very honest face. I've decided. I'm gonna make you help me. What? Help her? What is she talking about? Hey, what do you mean by helping you? It's simple. I'm gonna get you to help me deal with the vampire which took root in this town. Hold on. I'm getting more and more confused. Dealing with vampires? But you're a... Oh, no. Excuse me. Stream bubbly was a mistake. I should have just gotten water. I am a vampire, but the vampire in this town is a different kind altogether. You live here, don't you? Then you should know about the murders that have been occurring lately, right? Yeah, quite a few people have been killed already. Alright, so this is all the same shit, basically, right? Okay. But you're trying to say that you're in this town to exterminate vampires. Da-da-da-da-da. Let's just skip past all this shit. Okay, so I'm supposed to hit escape somehow. It's impossible. I was almost killed by one black dog. If I become her lookout, who knows what'll happen next? Hey, hurry up and answer. I don't think I'm being unreasonable here. She doesn't understand. It's evident she can't see that she's being recklessness incarnate. If I get involved further with her, she'll drag me past the point of no return. I've got to find a chance to escape. All right. I'll listen to what you've got to say. Putting my hand on the wall, I somehow manage to stand up on my own. I've got to pass through that small road if I'm to get to the main street from here. Fortunately, it's further away from her than it is from me. If I set off while pretending to talk, I can probably make it to the main street. Oh yeah! We still don't even know each other's names yet. I guess it's a bit too fast to ask you to cooperate with me. She nods in agreement. isn't it? If you tell me more details, I might agree to help. Really? Then what should I talk about first? How about the vampire incident that got this town into an uproar? Or maybe I should explain what we'll be doing from now on. She makes a serious face while she thinks. This is my only chance. I run as fast as I can. I run to the road that leads to the main road in one breath. Huh? I can hear her voice from behind me. But it's too late. Now I'll definitely be able to escape. That's strange. I take a few steps forward and fall down hard to the ground. Hey! What are you doing? She comes over, giving me a look more filled with amazement than concern. Nothing. I just wanted to run for a bit. It seems she hasn't realized I was trying to escape. I get up, but... Ow! I feel an incredible pain in the joints of my foot. I can't get up. I guess I was a bit too hard on you back there. Sorry. If I'd softened the blow a bit when I pushed you, you might not have sprained your foot like that. Might not? Listen, you... I wanted to complain about her pushing me, but if she hadn't, the black dog would be chewing on my neck by now, and that would have been the end of me. It's okay. I'm grateful. Thank you, but why did you want to start running? Weren't we having a conversation? No, that's, I can't exactly say it was a matter of convenience. She stares at me. This is bad. You'd have to be a real idiot to not understand what I was doing. Hey, that was an indication you wanted to cooperate with me back then, right? I can't answer. I said I would listen to her, but not cooperate. I don't want to lie. Answering her question requires a definite no. Just so you know, I know what sort of person you are. Don't give me a half-hearted response. If you run away now, I'll just be going to your house next. Ugh! That means she's going to come to the mansion, even if I escape from here. She's got me. Even if that were to happen, it wouldn't just be my problem. Akiha, Hisui, and Kohaku-san might be attacked by this crazy person too. What a mess. It's like I never had a chance in the first place. Well, I don't mind either way. The vampire's familiar has already seen you, so you'll surely be attacked. If you go around by yourself now, you might act as a decoy too. Hey, don't tell me that! Yes, that familiar recognized you as being on my side. Then that means I'll be attacked by things like that even if I don't help her. So, what's it gonna be? Are you gonna keep watch while I sleep? Or are you gonna drive off those familiars by yourself? If the results are going to be the same, I can't do anything but nod. You swindler. Sighing, I nod to indicate that I will help her. Okay, our contract is established. Where did all that anger from just a moment ago disappear to? Speaking in a cheerful tone, she extends her hand to me. I guess I can finally introduce myself now. I'm Arcueid. My last name is really long, so just Arcueid is fine for now. I'm a true ancestor-type vampire. How about you? I heave a heavy sigh at her unprecedented introduction. It's a sigh of resignation, evidence I've decided to accept this nonsensical situation. I'm Tohno Shiki. Sadly, I'm just your everyday student. I've said it before, but I'm not really going to be of much use. Grasping her, Arcueid's hand, I stand up. She takes a long, hard look at me, and then offers me her hand again. Nice to meet you, Shiki. I'll have you take responsibility for killing me. Arcueid grins as she extends her left hand. There are all sorts of responsibilities in this world, but this is probably the first and last time someone takes responsibility by helping someone they've killed. Damn it. Do whatever you want, but there's nothing else I can do. I grudgingly extend my left hand and shake hands with the woman in white, claiming to be a vampire. As we walk out of the back alley, she, Arcueid, knits her eyebrows and gives me a suspicious look. Hey, Shiki. Are you a Christian by any chance? I have no idea what she's talking about. Christian? Well, Shiki does tend to run into a lot of boyfriendless girls. What's with that question all of a sudden? I don't know any girl who's got a name like that. I see. Then I must have misunderstood. After seeming to have made a decision, she turns toward the office district. Okay, let's go. We've got to find a safe place for now. Arcueid begins walking. Okay. There's no way I can back out now. Sighing, I follow after her. This is a pretty nice room. I don't know who's talking. It's probably her. Alright, so this is all, like... This is all the same shit. Okay. This is kind of... I'm okay with repraising certain scenes, because, like, you know, they're pivotal or impactful or whatever, but, like, I don't want to have to do all the exposition again. But I don't necessarily want to just skip, because I don't know if there's going to be stuff that's, like, different. Still, I can't leave her alone. Yeah? Okay. So this is almost absolutely just going to be the Nervensker hotel attack, right? It's not going to be any different. Okay, so I guess this is different then. Alright. Alright. I've decided what to do from the very beginning. Taking the knife out of my pocket, I walk up to the door. Shiki? I'm gonna check things out. Don't leave this room until I come back. I step out into the hallway, shaking off Arcueid's look that she wants to say something. No one is in the hallway. I couldn't hear from outside, but the hallway is so noisy. It's not that the floor is noisy. Rather, the noise is coming from beneath my feet. There's some kind of ruckus on the floor below. I can hear the noise of many people talking. That's odd. It's just past 4 in the morning. Even under the assumption that some people have woken up early, it's not normal for this many people to be up at this hour. Doesn't look strange so far. I walk down the hallway. The noise downstairs is like a sound of ocean waves. Noisy and yet so very solitary and inactive. My fingers gripping the knife feel numb. A chill runs over the back of my neck. There's something near my temple. Pain emerges from the back of my eyes. Enduring it, I walk down the hallway. It hurts. My eyes hurt. My head grows heavy, and I feel drifting sensations, like I'm about to collapse right here. Yeah, I know what this is. This is the feeling I get right before I collapse from anemia. It hurts. It hurts. Unable to withstand it any longer, I remove my glasses. There are 2 elevators. One is stopped on the 1st floor. The other's on the 5th. There's an unpleasant feeling in the air. Suffocating. a tense sensation. I push the button to call the elevator. I just want to know what's going on downstairs for now. The elevator rises. 6th floor. 7th floor. 8th floor. 9th floor. Damn it. What's up with it? The elevator is awfully slow. Something. A shapeless, shadow-like premonition of something fatally Fuck! I hate this word. A shadow-like premonition of something fatally irrevocable clings to me. 10th floor. Just one more floor until the elevator reaches this one. Hurry up. My breath catches. I realize all the noise I heard from below is now long gone. With a ridiculous electronic ding, the elevator arrives. The door opens. There's no one inside. The interior of the narrow steel box is surprisingly clean and tidy. I enter, and press the button for the 10th floor. With a heavy noise, the elevator descends. Just one floor down, but it feels awfully far. The current floor displays shifts to show the 10th floor. Finally, suddenly, the world is engulfed in darkness. Darkness. Total darkness, pitch black, utterly without light. In that, all I can see is the faint glimmer of the lines of death. Why? My breath freezes in my throat. From all around, some kind of rustling sound, like the sound of insects crawling around, can be heard. Rustle, 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 rustle. I'm about to cry out, but I hold back my scream. First, I've got to examine the situation. Just like Sensei taught me long ago. And then think carefully. Taking a huge breath, I manage to calm my thoughts. I see. A blackout. But a hotel like this should have a backup generator for occasions like this. Something must be wrong with the cables, if even that's not working. Rustle, rustle. Gripping the knife, I tense up. The sound of the crawling insects is coming from around the elevator. It feels like there's hundreds of giant cockroaches clinging to the outside of the elevator. There's no point in staying here. The display stopped when the 10th floor was lit. It means that if I open the door, it should be at the 10th floor. Guess I'll cut it, I whisper to myself. Thrusting the knife into the only line I can see, I cut apart the door to the elevator. The instant the door opens, I'm enveloped by a suffocating stench. The 10th floor is filled with it. It's so thick just breathing it is enough to clog my airways. But even so, if I were to take a step outside, I would be on the 10th floor's hallway. In the distance, there's a faint glow of the lamp marking the fire escape. Apart from that, the world is painted over in darkness. I take a step outside. Is anyone? I'm about to say there, but I stop. I don't quite know why, but I feel as though it would be a bad idea to raise my voice. I take another step. Slowly, I enter the hallway. The corridor reeks of a terrible smell. A raw smell. The smell of beasts. That, and a grinding sound coming from somewhere. There's been a stinging pain in my neck for a while now. The darkness is frightening. This silence is frightening. To find out what happened here is more frightening than anything else. The pain from the back of my neck running to the top of my spine holds back my nervousness. That throbbing pain. It's the price of my desperate attempts to repair the urge to just scream and flee. Rustle, rustle, grind, scratch. Ugh. My breathing goes wild. My body's drenched in sweat, knife in hand. I'm unable to take another step. I have the feeling that if I were to move even a little, I would see something unimaginably horrible. Pant. But I'll really be in trouble if I don't get back upstairs. To stay on this floor is worse. It feels like each second passing is grinding a year off my life. That's how fast I feel death closing in on me. My breath comes quicker and heavier. Fortunately, I can see where the fire escape is thanks to the lamp. It's down the end of the hallway. If I can reach that green emergency light, I can go back upstairs. Gripping the knife, I set off down the dark hallway. Splash! I can hear something from beneath my feet. I guess the hallway is soaked in water. In addition, my feet keep bumping into things as I walk. Even so, I stay silent, bearing with the terrible stench smothering me. I head for the emergency light. Only a few more meters to go. Then I see something squirming beneath the emergency light. I break my silence. A squishing, lukewarm sound. A dry, grinding sound. The wild, panting breath of beasts. Under the green light of the fire escape, all sorts of animals are swarming around some human-shaped object. I can't tell what sort of animals are eating it. The hallway is dark, and the emergency light is too weak. That's why all I can gather is this image. Numerous cockroaches are devouring the human corpse while emitting a laughing, buzzing sound. That's the only way I can make sense of this nightmare. Rustle. There's a noise coming from the direction of the elevator. I turn around. Perhaps it's because my eyes have adjusted to the darkness? Or maybe it's thanks to the light from the fire escape. But now I see exactly what sort of condition the hallway is in. Just as the hallway I just passed through was in. The hallway is a sea of red. Lying around within that sea are human arms and legs. The soaked hallway, scraggy hard objects which I felt on my legs. It must have been what I was stepping on. My mind goes blank. The hallway is red only on the floor. Clinging to the ceiling and walls are all sorts of black things. It's not because there's no lights that they look black. They're black to begin with. They don't seem to have any solid shape, sticking to the ceiling and walls like some sort of liquid. But I know they're animals from the eyes. The glinting eyes of the many beast-like forms that are trained on me. The only surviving human. I manage to suppress my scream. The beasts are staring at me intently. They hold their breath, waiting to assault me the moment I scream out. I manage to regulate my ragged breathing. I can feel it. Awfully so. The moment I cry out, they'll all attack me at once. None of the creatures on the wall possess the same eyes. It's almost ridiculous to see even shark-like eyes clinging to the wall. I order my feet to move, but they won't budge an inch. I can't move. My feet will not move. After having seen a world like this. Grind. Grind. The noise from beneath the emergency light grows smaller. Those beasts are probably finishing off the corpse. My breath catches. The rustling draws near. It seems the creatures found their next prey, called Tohno Shiki. But my legs would not move. This world is too different. My mind doesn't operate properly. I've made a mistake. I shouldn't have come to this floor. Then, I can hear a terribly familiar sound. The very normal sound of human footsteps. A completely normal, common-sense sound from the world I lived in until a moment ago. Ah! My numbed mind infuses strength into my paranoid legs. I run. Picking up soaked blood in the hallway, I dash toward the emergency light. run. I have to get away from this as fast as possible. But that was a mistake. Reacting to my dash, the black things clinging to the wall and ceilings crash after me like a wave. I dash toward the stairs with everything I have, but the black wave is so many times faster than I am, and in an instant my body is not consumed. Squeak, squeak, with a cry. The black wave halts before my eyes. I don't get it. I don't get it, but probably this is my last chance. I run. I run towards the stairs. Instead of running towards me, the beasts beneath the emergency light are heading towards the elevator I was just in, toward the sound of footsteps. Ahead of the animals, I can hear what sounds like a kitchen knife slicing vegetables. A human silhouette is slashing the black animals. But I don't have time to discern its identity. Using my hands and feet, I rush up the fire stairs like a dog. I climb back up to the 11th floor. The surroundings are still pitch black, but here, there's no trace of that stench. That raw stench of beasts, blood, and entrails. I manage to get up, and tracing along the wall, I walk back toward Arcueid's room. The lights come back on. This floor still is as it was before. The only thing that's different is me, splattered here and there in human blood. My pants are completely red, as if they had been crimson to begin with. Red flecks are all over me. My arm and chest, even my face. So that's how it was. I should have realized it when I was in front of the elevator, the moment the noises from downstairs ceased. At that point, there was no longer anyone else still alive. What was that? What was that just now? A sea of blood? If the floor below was one like that, what were the other floors like? What was that scene of carnage? What was that scene of hell? This and that and this and that, all of it has been the work of the enemy Arcueid was talking about. My teeth grind together. They clench together so tightly, it feels like they're going to shatter. My body's still trembling. My consciousness is still numb. But more than all of that, I can't accept that spectacle. What was that just then? What? All those incomprehensible animals devoured all the guests, staying on the lower floors? Had they all been killed and eaten? One-sidedly, pointlessly killed, without a chance to argue, escape, or even call for help? You've got to be kidding. You've got to be kidding me. I clench the knife gently, and then, with a cheerful electronic ding, the elevator which stopped on the 10th floor reaches this one. I turn back to face the elevator, now about 10 meters down the hall. The door opens. Within are 2 black dogs. I see. You guys came after me. I grip the knife with both hands. The black dogs burst out from the elevator. They break into a run, of course towards me, the last prey. The black dogs are coming for me. On their bodies, I can see an infinite number of lines, and on their foreheads, the point of death. Without hesitating, first, I stab the dog that leaps at me in the forehead. The black dog falls to the floor without even giving a scream. It melts into a black liquid. After that, the other black dog bounds toward me. It leaps. Its speed belies all human Its speed belies all human comparison. It don't even... Weird. It doesn't even take 2 seconds to cover the 10 meters down the hallway. I line up the knife again, but not quickly enough. The black dog opens his mouth. That mouth is filled with fangs, so many times sharper than the knife I have, and they're aimed straight at my throat, accurate and fast. The instant I realize they're drawing upon me, the fangs bite into my throat with a crunch. I die. But that's not right. I can't be killed by something like this, and I refuse to die. This tragedy would not cause me to hesitate. A hot summer's day. It happened long ago, 8 years ago. I've seen something more terrible. Thrust! I thrust my knife into the forehead of the black dog, biting into my neck. My arm moved just before the black dog ripped through my throat. It was done rather perfectly, even for myself. Like a machine whose sole function is to cut, I plunged the knife into the dog's forehead without any useless or wasted movement. Because that is where the first dog's point was. Normally, even if the brain is destroyed, its muscles try to execute the commands they received from the brain. The black dog would have probably ripped through my throat even if I had simply pierced its head. Well, normally that would happen. But the black dog is dead. Death is complete stoppage. At the point when I killed it, it lost every form of validity. The second black dog also collapses onto the floor. It becomes a black stain on the hotel's hallway. I'm tired. With a thump, I lean back against the wall and look up at the ceiling. My head hurts. The world becomes a patchwork, and here and there, I can see the black points of death. My body's freezing, but my mind is burning feverishly. Right beside me lie the corpses of the 2 black dogs. One of my arms is covered in blood, and the other clutches a red knife. Also, there are quite an uncountable number of dead bodies downstairs. All I can do is laugh, because this isn't real. There's no way this can be real. At one point did I, with my eyes wide open, start seeing a nightmare. Ding dong. A terribly out-of-face, cheerful sound rings out. Damn it. What's with this headache? I stand up, enduring the pain in my head, and look toward the sound. Elevator. It seems the sound of the elevator is coming up. The door opens. Inside stands a man wearing a black coat. The headache worsens. He's... Yes, I've seen him before. I'm sure I've seen that man before. Silently, he walks towards me. Ew! I ready my knife as I glare at him. But he doesn't react as he walks toward me. It's as if he doesn't notice me at all. The distance between us shrinks. Just a little more. When there's barely 1 meter between us, the man finally seems to notice me. Those bloodshot eyes. The instant I see those eyes, which no human could possess, I lose all freedom to move my body. I thought I killed everyone, but it seems like there's still someone left. The man turns and looks at the corpses of the 2 black dogs. You pieces of filth. If you can't even take care of a scrap of meat, you're unworthy to be part of my body. The man voices his displeasure as he raises his hand. His coat lifts like a mantle. Something's odd. With a splash, the two black dogs' remains liquefy and disappear into the man's coat. I can't even scream. Below the man's coat is pure darkness, without even the traces of an outline. All that exists there is a mud-like darkness. This is dangerous. This guy is just too dangerous. My instincts sound the alarm wildly in my head, but I can't even lift a finger. The man in the black coat approaches me. It's not good if I just stay here. The unstopping headache grows to an unbearable level, telling me this place is dangerous. Whatever the means, if I don't get out of here soon, I'm going to lose my life. But it's too late. The man is right before me. Those eyes aren't looking at me at all. Feed. He raises one of his arms. Below it, lies a chaotic darkness. From there, something huge appears. Whump. The sound of wind. That which has appeared from below the man's coat is a crocodile's mouth, easily large enough to swallow a man whole. Ah! My consciousness bursts. In panic, I slash at the crocodile's mouth. But it's a futile act. There's a squishing sound. I fall onto the floor. My throat is broken. I'm not breathing. I'm throwing up blood. Blood sprays from my throat in time with the beating of my heart. My consciousness is splitting. The pain is obliterating my thoughts. Looking, I see that the right side of my stomach is basically non-existent. Shiki! I can hear a voice, but I can't hear it very well. Not very impressive for a guard dog of yours. The man's voice. I can't believe a vampire named Chaos would play such trivial games. It's like a poorly scripted nightmare, Nervensker Chaos. Arcueid's voice. I feel the same way. To catch one of the surviving true ancestors. I never dreamed I would be part of such a foolish festival. This is a nightmare for me, too. The man's deep voice. But what is the meaning of this? I heard that the previous executor could not even scratch you. What kind of a mistake is this? Right now your presence is exceedingly weak. Even weaker than a mere member of the dead. Were you attacked by the church before I arrived? Arcueid Brunstad. I can't hear Arcueid's voice. It's difficult to understand. There are only a limited number of conceptual weapons capable of harming you. The only people in possession of those are the church's assassins, and I don't think the burial agency would dispatch anyone this far east. Either way, this is most fortunate for me. I shall not ask why you've been weakened. All I'm going to do is claim your head while I have a chance of winning. The sound of footsteps. It seems despite having said he was going to claim her head, the man in the black coat is now leaving for the elevator. I don't understand. It's just so hot. My consciousness blurs and fades. Ah, are you awake? Arcueid. I open my half-lidded eyes. Arcueid is there in front of me. It appears we're in the hotel hallway. How do you feel? I think I've managed to close the wound, but I suppose it still hurts. Close the wound? That's not possible. The injury I received from that thing wasn't even what you'd call a wound. It took half my torso away with it. It's odd enough that I'm still alive, but for the wound to have closed, that would be practically miraculous. How come I'm still alive? I get up and check my body. There isn't any pain. The right side of my stomach is back to it. The right side of my stomach is back to as it was before. Though it does seem rather black and blubbery. What? What did you say? What is this? I point toward the soft, blubbery thing on my stomach. It's true that there's no pain, and that I'm feeling a surge of strength there. But I have the feeling that I saw something similar just a moment ago. I hope it's my imagination. Yeah, that? That's a familiar Nervensker was using to reinforce his body. You killed it when it got you, right? It was still alive, so I decided to use it to replace her damaged parts. Familiar? So, you mean... The crocodile that came out of the man's coat. That's right. Isn't that great, Shiki? It's just that part, but you've powered up. Arcueid gives a genuinely happy laugh. For me, of course, this is no laughing matter. What the heck have you done? What were you thinking, attaching such weird stuff to someone's body, without even asking? What do you mean? I helped you, didn't I? I can't heal others, and you would have died if I left you like that. Or would you have rather died? Well, I'm thankful that you helped me, but how am I supposed to live with a body like this from now on? Don't worry about that. Once a familiar has been severed from its master, it's just a scrap of flesh. It's a bit unstable in form at the moment, but in time, it'll begin to imitate the properties of your body, so you'll be back to normal. Plus, it'll be tougher than your body... it'll be tougher than your body's ever been up until now, Shiki. If you study magic, you might even be able to return it to the original crocodile form. Arcueid says, sounding more envious than happy. Aren't you happy, Shiki? Now I wish you'd been wounded all over. There's no way I can be happy with having something like that put into me. No way! You're not happy, Shiki? Not one bit. Well, I suppose I can survive thanks to this. But I don't want to survive by this method ever again. Okay. I'll make do with a different method next time. Arcueid mumbles a response. Is she repenting? Or did she not learn anything? I seriously cannot tell from a line like that. Well, it's alright. I was just shocked at first because it was so sudden, but you did help me, Arcueid. That's one thing I'm really thankful for. Really? That's an odd thing to thank me for, Shiki. I haven't done much. It's okay. I'm thankful, so be thanked. You don't have to feel bad about it. Yeah, you're right, I suppose. Arcueid seems lost in thought for some reason. Okay. Anyhow, let's get out of here right now. With all the fuss that's been raised, it's gonna get inconvenient if we stay here any longer. All the fuss? Ah, that's right. None of the people in this hotel are alive anymore. I get up. My stomach doesn't hurt. But it feels as if my body belongs to someone else, and my mind swims. We'll head to my room for now, but Shiki... My mind sways. Arcueid is saying something, but I can't hear anything. As if I'm falling into an abyss. I lose consciousness, this time for real. Okay. Okay, oh god, we're gonna stop for today. Yeah, unfortunately that stream was kind of a mess. This stream has been kind of a mess. I was not expecting it to cover so much of the same ground. I was kind of worried that it would. But at the same time, occasionally mix in some different things, and sometimes, like, have things that are similar but different. So it's difficult for me to tell when it's actually skippable. And for all I know, I might have actually skipped some unique dialogue several times over. I have no idea. This is kind of why I was dreading the seal route a little bit. I'm sure it's perfectly fine to read this casually, but for doing it with doing like a let's read, especially the way that I do it, it's just kind of tough. But I have to imagine the more we get through it, especially once we get past the Nervensker arc, things will start to be a little bit more unique from here on out. So we will just have to just trudge through it and get to the parts that are actually like unique. So yeah, couple things were different. Instead of Arcueid getting the chest wound or the stomach wound, it was Shiki, and now he seemed to have been given a physical boost or something with the way that Arcueid healed her, which is weird because I'm pretty sure he was healed the exact same way in the Arcueid route, but she never mentioned anything about a power boost, and he never exhibited any such properties in the Arcueid route. He was still kind of a weakling through most of it. Um, so that'll be interesting to see. Uh, yeah, some things here and there were a little different. I wonder if the reason Arcueid mentioned, asked Shiki if he was a Christian is because she sensed like the ring or something. I'm not sure, but anyway, we're gonna stop for today, and I think we will be back on Wednesday. I was thinking about maybe taking like a break, but I feel fine with this actually. So we will be back on Wednesday with more Tsukihime. And then after that, I think we'll do Friday as well. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming in if you were in the chat. And if you're watching the VOD, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you can, follow me on Twitch. I would love to see more people in my chat. Yeah, help my numbers go up, please. All right. Thank you very much.